MAGNEMITE. Pretty cool guy. I personally went into this thinking, who the fuck would ever play with MAGNEMITE? That's what I was thinking. You know, I used to play a lot of Fire Red with Magneton, Electabuzz, but Magnemite, it's one of those Pokemon I've never used really at all, other than immediately trying to evolve the motherfucker. By the way, we're fighting Brock. Check this out. I know, look at that. Boom, Bubble, or Squirtle, by the way, I'll get into that. When Onyx beat me. So that's a little embarrassing, to be honest with you. I was feeling pretty bad about that. So now let's go into the rules of these runs that I should mention probably as early as possible. But these are single segment. That means no saving and loading. Real-time attack, all in one sitting, which also is single segment too. But anyway, and these are speedruns of Pokemon Red and Blue. I don't check the stats. I don't do any stat manipulation or anything like that. I don't run with the best stat Pokemon or anything. I don't reset for stats in any way. I like to play these as you know, as easily and legitimately as possible. I'm not saying that resetting for stats is illegitimate. It's just it makes the game unfun and it makes it so that I don't want to play. So I'd rather play the game than not play the game and constantly yearn to play the game if only I was in the mood to reset over and over for a Squirtle. So I don't do that. And these are, I guess, they're called alternative main speedruns because the main is typically Nidoking, and I'm not using Nidoking. I'm using Magnemite. Everyone's favorite. At least it's my favorite at this point. I think Magnemite's really cool. I'm a huge fan. But we'll get into that later. This, the first part of this run, usually, this is a run where, like, Rock Tunnel, to me, is, like, kind of like a dividing point in the game. Really, the Poke Flute also is kind of a big dividing point. And this is one of those runs that Magnemite is only accessible after you get the Poke Flute, after you get Surf, so you can go to the power plant. So, I have to play the game all the way up until Koga, basically, with Wartortle. These are no evolution runs, in the sense that Magnemite, I'm not evolving. But of course, I have been evolving into Wartortle, just to make all the runs consistent with, evolution runs and non-evolution runs, consistent in the first half of the game or so. But I don't evolve into Blastoise unless I'm doing a full evolution run, which I should do again at some point so that I can finally beat my Hypno time. Which is, it makes me feel bad because it's my best time. In fact, look at the chart. Screw the Misty fight. It doesn't matter. I'm going to lose anyway. Look at the chart. Editor. Where's my editor? Oh, right. Fuck. I'm the editor. I got to write this down. So you can see Hypno's my best time here, and it's not very good. So anyway, put the chart away. I beat Misty. It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? You've seen a Misty fight 15 million times in your goddamn life, so you don't need to see it again. We're going into the, getting the bike voucher. You gotta have the bike voucher. That's a very important thing. But of course, I should also mention that these are glitchless. Maybe I did mention that already, but I don't know. I have short-term memory loss. These are glitchless runs. What I mean by that is it really when it comes to progression. This game is glitchy as hell, you know, like there's the chance to miss on every move and stuff. That's a glitch. There's badge boosting. That's a glitch. Right, so who knows what glitchless really means, but really, according to the rules that I believe in, glitchless means, no progression skips, no Pokédoll glitch, anything like that. So, some people argue that's not a glitch. I'm willing to argue that. Let's have a debate. Let's do a fucking political style debate. Let's, CNN style. Let's get on our podium. Let's get 2 minutes each, 30-second rebuttal, and let's debate. Is the Pokédoll Marowak a glitch or not? I'm in. Challenge me or cry. Anyway, in Rock Tunnel, I gotta say, I've been including the real-time timer on the screen here for the previous couple runs, and so you can compare and contrast like checkpoints like this, really. So I think this is the fastest I've actually hit the Rocket Hideout in any one of these runs yet. I think so. Like, I feel like the time here is really good. By the way, I got TM10 Double Edge. I should mention, we haven't gotten Magnemite yet, but, maybe I should spend some time mentioning Magnemite's pros and cons, of which there are quite a few. Magnemite has literally no HP at all. It has a negative 17 HP the whole game, and that's a little frustrating to deal with. And the move pool is just non-existent. And so, spoiler also, I do rely on Double Team. Haha, my favorite. I did Charmander without Double Team. That was fun. But really, when it comes to Magnemite, I could not perceive beating this game without something like Double Team. Or, you know, without having to waste another hour leveling up. And at the end of the day, these are speedruns. You know, I would like to get cool points if I can manage to get away with cool points. But I'm not going to sacrifice hours of my life for cool points. So... but Magnemite's moves, really, they're terrible. They're really fucking, they're just awful. At this point in the game, I gotta go to Safari Zone, Koga, and then I can surf. And once I have the surf ability, I can finally get Magnemite, so... Koga I was a little worried about. I don't particularly enjoy doing Koga this early in the game, if I can help it, just because. Though, doing Koga with your starter is also, in a way, it's a little easier, because you don't have to deal with, like, weird leveling gaps and all that kind of stuff. But either way, I was a little nervous going into Koga with a level 38 Wartortle. I should not have been nervous at all. But, you know, whatever. I was a little nervous. I'm allowed to be nervous. Sometimes I click moves without PP over and over again, because I like reading books while I play Pokemon. Sometimes I don't listen to podcasts or anything like that. I've been tempted to. You know, this is like my 21st run, so it's getting a little boring, you know, playing the game over and over. But hey, I've recently been reading books while I play, so sometimes I'm mashing the button without knowing what the hell's going on, because I'm engrossed in a chapter. Which, by the way, just a fun fact, like reading a book while playing Pokemon, it's a lot easier than you'd think. So anyway, we're in the power plant. Now we're gonna catch Magnemite. Check this out. I don't know, something about Magnemite, it's just really cool. The one eyeball thing, I always forget Magnemite has one eyeball. I was like, does Magnemite have one eyeball or two? Because I forgot after a while. And there's Electabuzz, because I'm playing on red version. By the way, shout out to Electabuzz. I cannot wait to do an Electabuzz run. I'm very excited for Electabuzz and Magmar, and Jinx. I already did Tangela. I put Tangela in that category as well. Some people might not. But I love these guys. These are some really cool Pokemon, the single form weirdos. But anyway, while I was in Power Plant, I decided I might as well get a rare candy. And also, like I said, I don't reset for stats at all, and that includes catching multiple Pokemon for stat points. However, I did catch 2 Magnemites, and I am running with the second one. That's not because of stats. I didn't even check their stats. It's just because of the level. One's 2 levels higher. That's just gonna save time. I don't really care that much. I'm not gonna like go out of my way to catch multiple Pokemon. But like again, I was just going to get the rare candy anyway. I forgot to buy repels ahead of time, which I should have. Also, my escape rope out of the power plant, the route was really terrible. I didn't think about that ahead of time. I really should have. So that's a mistake of doing these runs kind of haphazardly, but that's part of the fun, stuff like that. Eventually, once I finish all 140 something of these, I will know the perfect escape rope route for everything. Anyway, I had a really hard time with the trash can puzzle this time. Sometimes I get it like right away. This time it took me like a fucking, felt like 5 or 6 minutes. I was just resetting the trash cans. I don't know, man. I haven't looked that shit up. Maybe I should. If there's anything I'm gonna look up, it's gonna be the fucking trash can solution, because there's gotta be like at least a reasonable, consistent one. I decided I'd fight some tentacles on the route here. They ended up taking like 15 years, so that was a little unfortunate. We're in the Pokemon Mansion, one of my favorite places in the game. I love the music here, and it's over. But anyway, again, so Magnemite's move pool kind of sucks. I'm using Double Edge, which I picked up earlier. Magnemite's like, I don't know the base stats. I didn't look it up ahead of time, but I assume the attack power is like just non-existent, because even with badge boosts, Double Edge still does like 0 damage. So I don't know, man. I taught Thunderbolt, and I should have taught Thunder Shock. I just figured Thunderbolt's better than Thunder Shock, so why have both? But if I were to redo this, I would run with Thunder Shock and Thunderbolt rather than Double Edge. I just figured I wanted to like think of like what I look up the move pools ahead of time. By the way, fighting Erica, check this out. This is a little bit easier than I thought it would be, although I struggled immensely. But I do look up the move pools ahead of time. I just want to, that's the one thing I do look up. because I don't, to me, like, just like hitting the TM button, does this work on Magnemite over and over and over again? That's not fun to me. That's not like a fun puzzle, right? So I will look up the TM list and stuff. And I figured like double edge, you know, like I'm gonna need something, I guess, you know, that's not special, but turns out really special is the only thing Magnemite's even capable of doing. It's actually pretty pathetic. And then I have Sonic Boom, which does a flat 20 every time, and that's my best attack. In a lot of instances, like in areas where special or thunder or like, is it electric or thunder in this game? I don't really know. They call them Thunder Shock, Thunderbolt, but is it electric type? Is it thunder type? I don't, all these RPGs getting thunder and electricity mixed up, you know, really, and lightning, you know, really Thunderbolt, it's lightning. It's a lightning bolt. It's not Thunderbolt, but hey, whatever. Okay, that's a whole separate story. Let's go fight Blaine. I gotta fight this guy first. Who cares? I do all of these fights, especially because I want the EXP. But I will also say, because it's 1984, they're trying to rewrite language, and the first quiz is actually incorrect. They force you to choose a wrong answer in order to proceed, and I refuse to participate in a game that forces me to lie. So I'd rather fight them all, and it also helps out with the experience. Now, I feel a little cheap about this. I was using Wartortle here. I should mention it. Of course, these are main Pokemon speedruns, and what that means is, like, you know, I want to use the main as much as possible, but, like, there are instances where it's like, I'm just kind of fucked, and, like, I could be more strict about it. Like, this is not, like, a one Pokemon only exclusive, like, solo run or anything like that, and plus you gotta have HM guys anyway, so, you know, I feel a little dirty, about having a Wartortle help out a little bit. It does feel a little dirty, but hey, I'm the only one doing these at the moment. According to speedrun.com anyway, I'm the only one who's actually deciding, hey, I'm gonna do all of these. You know, speedrun.com has boards for some of the Pokemon. I think they have like 20 other than Nidoking. And I looked at that and I was like, I'm just gonna do them all. And according to the speedrun.com rule set, which I don't necessarily agree with at all, but according to the rule set, it says that they have to be the highest level at the end of the game, and they have to participate in every fight, whatever that means, so I don't care. Although, again, I do feel dirty about it, so I do feel dirty, but I did it anyway. Fighting the rival here in Sylph Company, you know, it's, you know, fighting him. Why am I fighting the rival in the corporate offices? Not sure. Why is he here? Why doesn't he beat Giovanni? I don't know. It seems like he's coming down, like Giovanni's upstairs, right? And he's like walking away from Giovanni, as in like he made a deal with Giovanni. Like, is he making deals with Giovanni? What is the rival doing in Sylph corporate headquarters? And why is he dealing with in the same room with Giovanni and trying to block my progress, giving time for Giovanni to steal the Master Ball? By the way, that fight was really scary. It was really bad, and I did rely a little bit on Wartortle. Again, I feel a little dirty. So I was really desperate for moves, and I realized Mimic is a move I haven't used yet, and I don't know if I've ever used it. But I know where it is. I remember seeing it before in casual play when a long time ago. I never really used it, like, I don't think, maybe more than once, so I know what it does. And I was like, you know what? There's, like, 0 moves. Like, Double Edge is useless. Like, this is, like, a horrible move. So, you know, I'm just gonna use Mimic. I'm gonna give this a shot. And, woo! I'll be honest with you, I had no idea how overpowered Mimic is. I might have to add Mimic to my rotation for everything going forward, because, holy fuck. Without Mimic, this might have been, like, a 5-hour run. Anyway, Sabrina's done. You know, do I really need to do play-by-play commentary? You know what I do. I just spam double team, boost up my special with the badge boost mechanic, feature, and then coast to victory or get killed. Anyway, Giovanni, 8th badge. Using Mimic here, but I don't really know the proper ways to use Mimic. I probably shouldn't have tried to mimic, like, what did I mimic? Stomp? Whatever, man. So give it a shot. Actually, no, I didn't mimic, actually. I'm thinking of a different fight. So I mimic Dig. That's what I wanted to mimic, right? And just the thing about Magnemite doing Mimic is, like, you know, I was mimicking shit like Ice Punch. Just the concept of a Magnemite doing Ice Punch later in the game is really funny. Dig, really funny. And so, anyway, Dig ran out of power points. That's a shame. So, again, I feel a little dirty about that. About using Wartortle to finish off with 3 hit points, by the way, and a one-shot on Rhydon. So again, I feel dirty. You can argue that maybe I didn't do it right. You can argue that maybe You know, this isn't the proper methodology. That maybe, you know, a main Pokemon run should only allow swapping for whatever, for purposes, and maybe only damage dealt should be with the main Pokemon. You can have these arguments. And, by the way, I taught, Toxic to, Magnemite for, like, 4 seconds, and I ended up hating it. I forgot to mention that whole part. But anyway, mimicking, Ember here, for, Venusaur. And, I thought that would go a little bit better. Spoiler, it's actually not that good. And I ended up like getting stuck in this Alakazam situation. I'm a little scared there. But yeah, Ember took like 15 shots. It was really terrible, actually. So I thought I came up with a really good idea. Yeah, I'm going to mimic Ember, and then Venusaur is going to be easy. Turns out, not really. But anyway, whatever. I found a Ditto there. That was really cool. Oh, man, Ditto. That's going to be a fun one. Ditto. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. Like, there's a couple Pokemon that I'm kind of scared of. Like, how am I even going to do that? Like, Caterpie? How am I even going to do a Caterpie run? How is that even possible? How is Ditto going to even be possible? Moltres? You get that shit at the end of the game. So, like, what, you know, like, I don't even know what that looks like. But anyway, we're in the final 6, final 5. Elite 4. That's what they're called in this game. Elite 4, even though there's 5. And so, you know, usually I've said this before, but Lorelei is like the hardest in my like childhood opinion. If you were to ask kid me who the hardest Elite Four member is, I would say Lorelei every time. And so I don't know, like I figured like, oh, I have Thunderbolt and that should be easy. And it really was. And I feel like, and I didn't use any rare candies yet. I'm still only level 45. And yeah, I know I'm using Double Team, and I know Double Team is really fucking broken and stupid and dumb, but hey, they put it in the game, so fuck you. And I just went to victory without any rare candies. And again, like 20 minutes before this, I was like scared shitless. How the fuck am I going to do this? Maybe 30 minutes before I got Mimic, before I thought about Mimic, I was like, how the fuck am I going to handle the Elite Four? Like Lorelei may be easy, but like, I mean, my moves fucking suck. And so I mimic Ice Punch here because I want to take out the Onix later. And so again, just the concept of a Magnemite using Ice Punch to me is quite, it's something. There's something about it. There's a little bit of something in that region. Anyway, this is the Bruno fight. It's pretty much already over, so that's cool. Oh yeah, I almost taught Screech. That's gonna come in handy. Yeah, let's get Screech. That'll be useful. Magnemite's move pool is terrible. I'm sure Magneton has like 1 or 2 better moves, but like Magnemite is just like Jesus Christ. Anyway, Agatha also pretty fucking easy. Shockingly easy. I was a little worried. I don't know. I thought Thunderbolt was going to be pretty easy, but I was like kind of worried about Arbok. You know, maybe the Gengars like putting me to sleep might be a problem. I don't know. I ended up mimicking Nightshade here, which is a little funny. Probably not as good as Thunderbolt. You know, I probably shouldn't have done that, but almost died. But hey, whatever. Now it's time for my favorite part of the game, and I was contemplating not doing all of the rare candies just for time. You know, like, maybe I'll skip 3 or 4 rare candies. I don't know if I need them all. But man, hitting the rare candy and then hitting the B button, you make a mistake, you evolve, it's all over. Man, this shit fucking sucks. This shit fucking sucks. I hate rare candies in this game. I hate using them. I wish they weren't even in the game. Anyway, let's fight Lance. So now I'm actually at a pretty good level. I'm level 60 now. Immediately get one shot. That was a pretty unfortunate situation, if I say so myself. And so I'm a little nervous now. I'm like, oh shit, I've already used like an elixir at one point. I'm like, oh fuck, am I actually even ready to fight Lance? I thought Gyarados would be easy because of Thunderbolt, and what do I do? And let me mimic Hydro Pump. That'll come in handy, I'm sure. I'm sure that'll come in handy. I'm sure that was the best decision I could have made. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. I should probably just talk like a normal person. Hey everyone, how's your day? Good. Real good. Yeah, how's the weather? Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, now that I'm done speaking as a normal person, back to the Lance fight here. I was actually having a really, really rough time with this one. I was using a fuckload of potions. I was using fucking, I ran out of everything. I think I mimicked Dragon Rage at one point. Yeah, I was like, fuck it. Let's just Dragon Rage. 40 damage. Okay, it's better than Sonic. It's literally twice as good as Sonic Boom, of which you will see is still in my in my move pool. I don't know, man. Whatever. In a lot of ways, Sonic Boom was one of the most reliable things in this entire run. Out of this entire run, and the time ended up being okay too, but we'll get to that in a minute. Sonic Boom actually was pretty good. I'll be honest with you. I relied on Sonic Boom more than I'd like to admit. But anyway, that's Lance. That's the Elite Four. But of course, twist ending. Plot twist. No one saw it coming. You got to fight the rival one more time. I revive my bird just because. You never know if I need that. And anyway, the champion begins. So, I was a little scared because my Ember strategy failed on the previous rival fight. So I was like, oh man, I might have a hard time here. So first of all, I'm going to double team. Just use all my double teams. Get 3. That's 3 double teams. And then they mirror move my double team. So then I'm like, well, I might level up later. Let me hold off on some double teams. If you don't know what level up later means, oh well, I'm not going to explain it. So then I'm like, okay, let me use another double team. You know, I did just level up, so whatever. And I'll mimic Psychic, right? Because Psychic, I mean, fuck, that'll come in handy. Psychic, you know, that should be a lot better than Ember or Flamethrower. I think Arcanine has Flamethrower. So yeah, let's do Psychic. So I use Psychic. I use a couple more double teams just to max out my evasiveness. And Psychic, yeah, it doesn't. Thunderbolt doesn't do anything on Rhydon. I think that Tail Whip actually was effective against me. And nice Sonic Boom. I should have just used Psychic again, but you know, I just didn't know how much health they had. I mean, I thought maybe they had 20 health. Whatever. But anyway, the Tail Whip boosts my special a little bit, which is nice. And so now I'm feeling really confident. What could possibly go wrong? I'm a level 61 Magnemite. I've got Psychic. I've got Thunderbolt. All of a sudden, Magnemite's moves went from terrible to like, holy shit, I'm going crazy. There's one guy left. I got Psychic, which is also good against Venusaur. And let's see, is it going to be a one-shot? No. But they had a special drop, which means this is a 2-shot. Otherwise, it would have been a 3-shot. But hey, I beat the game in only 4 hours and 20-something minutes as Magnemite. That's something. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. That's cool. And another aspect of that is this is one of my best runs when it comes to pre-evolved Pokemon. You know, like is Electabuzz or Tangela, would you count those as unevolved? I mean, they don't have evolutions, right? So, but out of all the Pokemon that have not evolved at all, Magnemite is one of the best. Not as good as Ghastly, of course, but hey, whatever. No one can be as good as Ghastly. Anyway, that's it. That's all. See ya. Goodbye. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more. Goodbye. It's over. Turn it on.